Howdy, space appreciation ninja kind. Welcome to elementally intuitive movement, level O, finding our centers, our seated version of AIM. So we want to pay attention to our foundations as we get started. Breath, make sure we're inhaling through our nostrils, not holding our breath, and pausing at the end of the exhale to build up CO2 tolerance. And maintaining it as steady as possible. So we're paying attention to our breath. We're also paying attention to our center. We want to keep our shoulders back. To keep our shoulders back, we want to keep our bellies up and our rib cages, our bellies in and our rib cages up, because if I let my belly go, I slunch, right? So part of this training practice is training ourselves to hold ourselves up. And as we hold ourselves up with our abdominal muscles and pull the rib cage up, our shoulders automatically go back. So now our head and shoulders are in alignment, yeah? And our hip, if we do any kind of moving around like this, we want to be hinging at our hips, so we're supporting our spines. As we're doing this with the muscles in the front of our body, we're supporting our spines with our core all the way around as we're doing these motions. Oh, look at this. I'm beginning to find my center. Finding our centers, our hands are connected to our bodies, and then our base here, my feet are in alignment with my knees. So maintaining this orientation as we're moving and getting to know our guides. Oh no, finding our centers. Well, you know, in a sense, our center and our guides, they're connected. They're connected because our guides are our hands, which we'll be getting to know in level 1. But level O, we're finding our centers because this is our foundation, yes? Right, so we always want to be able to return to center whenever we need to. And this is a sense, how we get a sense of proprioception, where our bodies are in space. This is a great way to warm things up and get things moving. So it helps to, we can do quick rubbing, and that's some nice friction, and that's like a form of massage that we can do for ourselves. It increases blood flow to the surface of the skin. We can add pressure if we want to. And as we're doing this, we're mobilizing. We can go slowly. And with elementally intuitive movement, you don't have to do what I'm doing. What I'm doing is just an example of how to move. The main thing about level O is that our hands are connected to our bodies as we're moving, and we're paying attention to those foundations, breath, center, and base as we're moving. So we'll do that for a little bit. There's a lot of background sounds here. And that's another thing about elementally intuitive movement. It isn't until we get to the 7th level, which is level 5, that we add music. Because we want to pay attention to our environments. We want to be able to pay attention to our breath, what we're feeling internally as we're moving, as we're moving our hands over our body. We might notice there's a difference between the right side and the left side, and that's great for our bodies to become aware of differences that we may be feeling. It's a wonderful opportunity to thank our bodies, thank our heads, and our ears, and all of these senses that this contains, and our brains. Necks and shoulders and arms and elbows and wrists and hands. Our hearts, thank our hearts. Thank our bellies for all that they can process. Thank our legs for carrying us through life, however they carry us through. Our hips, our knees. And if they don't carry us so much anymore, or if they ever did, just thank them. Thank them for being a part of you. Yeah, just thank them, because it's a part of, we're all whole parts, and we want to thank all of our parts completely. So, level O, and part of the practice too, as we practice elementally intuitive movement, is recognizing when we've dropped a ball. I dropped my posture ball there. I wasn't holding my center in, and I was slouching there for a bit, and then I realized it, and then I sat upright. So part of our practice here is recognizing when we've dropped a mental ball, a sphere, foundation, whether it's breath, center, or base, as we're moving, catching it, getting it back in rotation, and practicing self-compassion when we do, so that we can heal our amygdalas, especially if we came from a highly critical background. The more critical the background, the more there's going to be a voice of self-punishment that automatically kicks in whenever we make a perceived mistake. But all of life is practice. That's the beautiful thing about elementally intuitive movement, is that we are deliberately practicing being present within our bodies as we're breathing, and deliberately practicing being present within our environments as well. And so that's why we don't have music. Long story short. Until we get to the 5th level. Oh no, level 5, which is the 7th level. All right. Well, thank you so much. That is today's level O for seated aim. You can do it for short as long as you want. You can do it throughout the day to help mobilize your body. Hopefully you feel warmed up and connected, and looking forward to sharing level 1 with you as we get to know our guides in the next session. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Thank you for your service, sharing selves. Space appreciation ninja kind. Thank you very much. 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 Da, 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 da.